Hello guys, welcome back to Patrones Mujer. I'll be sharing with you a tutorial on how to make this overall. You can find this pattern on the magazine Patrones Infantiles number 16, and you can find other patterns in the magazine. Having said that, let's get started. We'll take pen and paper to write down the materials. Once we have the pattern tracing from the magazine, we'll cut along the side line that we'll make. These are finished patterns, which means they have 1 cm seams, hems, and cup with notches and red lines. This is the front piece. We fused on the sides and on the ouverture of the sides. These are the straps, the pocket of the front, and we press with the iron. And these are the linings pieces and the elastics. We start with the front piece of the top. We're going to make a mark because we need to position the front pocket. We take the pieces of the front and face the right and pin it on the curve. Then we're going to sew on the waist. These are the pieces from the back. We're going to sew the curve, and then we're going to face the right of the front and back and sew on the sides and the inner length and close the crochet length. Then we're going to continue with the lining. These are the pieces from the front, and also we're going to face the right and close the curve, and then we're going to sew on the waist. These are the pieces from the back. We face the right and we're going to close on the curve and then the sides. These are the straps. We're going to close for one side and along on the piece. We start with the pocket, we fold until the notch and we pass a stitch on it. And we overlock the sides of the pockets. Then we place the pocket on the piece and we pass a stitch around on the pocket. Face the right of the front and sew them from the waist until the curve. Now we face the right of the front pieces, the top and the bottom, and we sew them on the waist. We continue with the back. We face the right and we sew on from the waist until the curve, and now we face the right of the front and back and sew them on the sides. So the other side that you have to sew until the pocket. So the inner length Match the crochet length and sew them. This is the strap. We sew on the side and along on the piece. Cut ½ centimeter along on the piece and the corner and the side. And now turn the piece and then we press with the iron. Now pass a stitch around on the piece. We continue with the lining. We sew from the waist until the curve, and then we face the rights of the front pieces and we sew them on the waist. These are the pieces from the back. We sew them from the top until the curve, and then we face the rights and we close until the pocket. Match the pocket, the corners, and sew them. Finish closing the crochet length. Now we need to join the lining with the main fabric, so we're going to close around on the length. We have to match the sides and the inner length. We pull the lining through the length and we match the other side. We have to face the rights of the lining and the main fabric and match the inner length and the sides. We face the rights of the lining and the main fabric and we sew them all around on the length. Cut the excess of the fabric around on the length. Open the seams and pull the seams to the lining and pass a stitch all around on the leg on the lining. We continue with the other side. We face the rights. We have to match the sides and the inner length and we sew them all around. Cut the excess of the fabric around on the length and also open the seams and pull the seams to the lining and pass a stitch on the lining all around of the leg. Now we fold and we pass a stitch around of the length and we have to leave a gap while sewing because we need to introduce the elastic through this gap. We pass a stitch on the elastic for hold the elastic and finish closing the left part. Now we need to match the top part, so we face the rights of the lining and the main fabric and match the sides and the corners. Face the rights of the lining and main fabric and sew them on the sides and the curves of the armhole and the top of the overall. Cut the corners and all around on the excess of the fabric around of the overall. Snip the curves. Now we need to close the plackets of the sides, so we match the corners and face the rights. And match the back. This is the waistband. We press 1 centimeter inside, and now we place the straps on top, and then we take the other piece of the waistband and we match. Face the rights of the waistband and we're going to close the sides and one side of the waistband. This is the all placket of the side. We face the rights of the lining with the main fabric and we sew them on the side and along on the piece and snip the curves. Turn the piece and pull the corner with the help of the scissors. Now with the other side also, we need to face the rights and we sew them around. Snip the corner and cut the excess of the fabric and the corner. Turn the piece and pull the corner and with the help of the scissors, and now we pass a stitch around of the placket and along to the waist because we need to hold the lining with the main fabric. Also, we need to pass a stitch on the front, so we pass a stitch to all around on the front. Continue with the waistband of the back. We place the straps and we pass a stitch on it for hold the straps. Place on top the other side of the waistband and sew them the sides and along on the waistband. You have to leave 1 centimeter wheel sewing the side. Cut the excess of the fabric, cut along of the piece and the corners. And now turn the waistband, pull the corners and press with the iron. Now we need to place the waistband on the back, so we face the right of the waistband with the back of the overall, and we pin it along on the waist. Then we're going to place the elastic inside of the waistband. We face the right of the waistband with the back of the overall, and we sew them all on the waist. Cut the excess of the fabric along on the waist. Place the elastic and pass a stitch on the sides, and pull the elastic and pass a stitch on the other side of the elastic. Now place the centimeter inside of the waistband and pass a stitch to all around on the waistband. Match the placket of the sides and pass a stitch on it. Now we place the buttons on the sides, and we made the buttons hole and place the buttons on the front. If you guys enjoyed this video, make sure you smash the thumbs up and don't forget to subscribe to this channel for more tutorials. You can find this pattern on the magazine Patrones Infantiles number 16, and the links are below. We'll see you in another video very soon. Bye!